Netflix has added another political thriller to its roster with Hostage, and, thankfully, this show has made up for a significant shortcoming of The Night Agent. This new project, which hit Netflix on August 21, 2025, is very similar to The Night Agent in tone. Both take a deep dive into the fictional world of politics and are packed full of high-intensity, high-stakes action and decision-making. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. The Night Agent was a significant hit for Netflix when it initially released its first season in 2023. Gabriel Basso's Peter Sutherland made for an excellent protagonist, and his romance with the bitingly clever Rose Larkin, Lucienne Buchanan, was a nice touch. Season 2 brought more action and thrills, and fans have been eagerly awaiting the arrival of The Night Agent Season 3. Hostage has, so far, been a great success as well. It currently holds an impressive 85% on Rotten Tomatoes and quickly climbed its way to Netflix's top 10. Overall, it seems the political thriller genre will continue to be lucrative for Netflix. However, there's one area in particular that Hostage improved on The Night Agent, and it's something the streaming service should keep in mind. Hostage does spectacularly with its female leads. The Night Agent is entertaining and exciting, but it suffers in one area: its female lead. Hostage, on the other hand, did spectacularly in this regard. The series not only has one great female lead, but several. Our primary character here is Abigail Dalton, Suran Jones, the English Prime Minister, whose husband, Alex, is abducted. I expected Hostage to make Dalton either overly emotional, leaning into female stereotypes, or overly hard, overcompensating for those stereotypes. Either option would have resulted in a weak, superficial character. However, the Netflix series allowed Dalton to handle her husband's situation with complexity and nuance. We saw Dalton absolutely desperate to bring her husband home. She was emotional when she needed to be and when it was appropriate. However, this character also understood that she wasn't simply being asked to choose between her job and her family. As an elected official, Dalton recognized that being bullied out of her job was an affront to democracy. The people were being robbed of their choice. Of course, not everyone in Hostage understood this. Dalton's own daughter, Sylvie, accused her of valuing power over her own husband. Then there is the French president, Vivienne Toussaint, Julie Delpy, who compromised her belief and morality to keep her position. She, too, accused Dalton of selfishness. Ultimately, the fact that two female characters challenge Dalton's decision in Hostage is impactful. It's made even more so considering the alliance and understanding that Dalton and Toussaint eventually developed. Finally, Sylvie's final decision in Hostage to shoot Chagan out of revenge added more to the complexity. These are elaborate, layered characters whose choices challenge stereotypes while exploring common experiences in unique ways. The Night Agent completely failed its female lead. Hostage's careful handling of its female characters really put into perspective just how much The Night Agent dropped the ball. At first glance, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Lucienne Buchanan's Rose Larkin. She's clever, capable, and doesn't wait around to be saved by a man. Unfortunately, it's as if The Night Agent's writers thought that that was all that was necessary to build a woman-approved female character. The issues with Rose became clear going into The Night Agent Season 2. While Peter Sutherland's arc continued from where it left off, it felt as if Rose had suddenly veered in an entirely different direction. She was still clever, capable, and independent. However, her lack of complexity meant that her Season 2 dilemmas felt entirely out of nowhere. All of a sudden, Rose had a problem with every decision Peter made. The Night Agent Season 2 attributed this to Rose's traumatic experiences in Season 1, but the supporting evidence was minimal. Rose suddenly came across as incredibly annoying. Everything she did and said was meant to emphasize Peter's arc, rather than develop her own story. Why Hostage's female characters worked better than the Night Agent's? The Night Agent certainly could have done worse with its female characters. However, in contrast with Hostage, we can see where things might have been improved. As previously stated, Rose's purpose is to bolster Peter's character arc. This was okay in Season 1, but as we continued into the sophomore installment, her character was spread a bit too thin. Though Hostage is set up as a limited series, It's evident that Dalton's character could be taken further. She has the strong foundation that Rose lacked, so there is plenty more to play with here as far as storytelling and character development go. It's worth noting here that both Dalton and Rose are written by men. Matt Charman writes Hostage, while The Night Agent is created by Sean Ryan. It's also worth noting that Charman's script passed the Bechdel test, while Ryan's didn't. While this isn't the end-all, be-all for writing good female characters, it certainly helps to build that foundation we talked about.